Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have any question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, let's get started with a bit of a unfortunately somber set of news, and that is LG is officially no more when it comes to smartphones. And this sucks because no matter what, competition is generally always good. It's hard to argue, it's hard to ever find sometimes when competition isn't better. So this one really was one that where I was like, man, this kind of sucks because I really did want to see what LG was coming out with. They were coming out with a rollable phone. They were coming out with all these different phones. And I can't for the life of me, I don't know how much LG was asking. I'm sure we'll find out in the weeks to come. But I really don't understand how they could have just not sold to anyone. Like Amazon could have had their own phone company. Microsoft could have got back in the game in a big way. Um, Google did spend a lot of money on HTC to pretty much own them for the most part in terms of their components and everything they need. It's from HTC. Yes, they can order from Qualcomm, obviously for processors and for now. But it was just there are so many companies, even Apple, cut down on your manufacturing costs. I don't know what was wrong with the price point, and I'm assuming the price was just too high for what they were asking for. But I don't see it as like, I guess they just see it as it's more profitable to sell it in pieces because people are going to buy their OLED manufacturing. People are going to buy, all these different aspects of LG. They're going to buy it. But I don't know. I do not understand why this happened. It's something that really perplexes me in an industry where some people can move forward. Now, it could be because of last year and maybe everyone's a little uncertain to make this big of a purchase. Because it definitely would have been in the billions, obviously, and it's just, maybe it was just too much. But overall, I will say LG was a manufacturer that definitely had their hardships. I mean, you go back to the LG Optimus series, they were really so problematic and got so many returns. Um, I have a special place in my heart for them because they were the last non-smartphone I had. I had the LG Voyager back in Verizon days, and I swear I was like, this is pretty much just as good as any smartphone because it really was the step down from smartphones. But yeah, it really was just something where it was so interesting to me to see how this all went down. Um, and I mean, it sucks. I will see who takes what parts. Someone's gonna get to make a new wing, but under a different brand name. Someone's gonna get to do that. That will happen. Someone's gonna get the dual screen phone patents from LG. It's like all these things will happen, and it's just very interesting to see how it's gonna go down, what's gonna happen. I just it's something where I cannot see why this happened the way it did, but very curious to see. It just we'll see how it goes. Let me know your guys' thoughts. You guys have any fond memories of LG? I did like their V series. I really got to respect their sound quality a lot. My daughter literally has the LG G8, I believe, as her phone. So it's something that like I've always thought they were good. I personally did like Samsung better. I don't think that's ever been a secret. But it's not like they were low of the totem pole or anything like that. Like, I mean, I would still argue picking LG over like a OnePlus or other smartphone manufacturers. Just, I get it. They were just losing money. And at the end of the day, you can't lose money for that many years and stay there. So yeah, it looks like this is the end for LG, and it's pretty interesting to see how it went down. All right, then we go to Google, and they are going to be making a processor, and it looks like it could be as soon as this year for the Pixel 6. Now, the code name is Whitechapel, and this is very interesting because if you leave Qualcomm, you're leaving what everyone knows, what everyone operates with, and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, there are benefits of it, right? Because look at Apple, look at Samsung. You know, if you make every piece of it, you have advantages. And Google isn't exactly a stranger to making chips because they've made chips for specific things before. So they've made Pixel Visual Core for the processing, which is arguably still the best processing image chip there is out in the market, still to this day. Then the Neural Core, which was for Google Assistant, and then the Titan M, which was for security. So they've made individual chips specifically for all their devices for a while now. I think since the Pixel 2, 3, and 4, actually, if I think was when each one was introduced. So they've definitely done it. But if they make their own processor now with working with all of these ones, it definitely could be a huge speed improvement, and it could be just a better overall experience. Now, they wouldn't be manufacturing it, of course, because they're not in that industry. Who would be manufacturing it is Samsung, which obviously, you know, Samsung makes the Exynos chip. They make Qualcomm processors. They make Apple processors. They make a lot of processors. So overall, there are no, you know, I think it definitely can be done this year. I would be surprised how quickly it would move. So yeah, it's very interesting to see. And if they do see it, I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see how good can it be comparing to Qualcomm. MediaTek is also there, but MediaTek is really still the entry level one, I think. And obviously, the reason why MediaTek sells more than Qualcomm is because MediaTek does pretty much all of your smart home appliances. Every smart home device, like a Google Home or Amazon Alexa, is all powered through MediaTek generally. So that's why they sell so many processors in comparison to Qualcomm. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you liking the idea of Google making their own chips? I don't see anything wrong with it per se. I just wonder if they can really pull it off by this year. And then we have the rumor coming back, and this time it's coming back because people are looking through Tizen's, developer stuff and everything. And there are two code names that are popping out called Fresh and Wise. And then there is something that's saying running, water? Or no, new OS. So because it references new OS, everyone is now thinking like, okay, is that for sure then that they are going to be doing Wear OS on their next watches, and that's it? Again, I still don't see that happening. I still see them doing both, but we'll have to wait and see. A lot of rumors are pointing to this and have pointed to them ditching Tizen completely. I just don't see how you do that because, seriously, the idea of doing that is so bad because Wear OS is nowhere near Tizen in smartwatches. They have Google Maps and they have Google Assistant, but in terms of overall just the way it works, it is so bad. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm trying to remember. I think Samsung might have made one Android Wear watch back in the day. And then they were going to make another one, but they stopped it. But I think they did make officially one ever. So while still doing another Tizen one separately. So I'm very curious to see which way it'll go, but I truly do believe that they're going to do both because Tizen, again, just has so many more benefits, including battery life, over Wear OS, so I just don't know if Wear OS could really be a competitor. I get that they're doing partnerships now, but it's just kind of a backwards scenario in my opinion. Okay, and then we go to Galaxy S21 actually beating Apple for Q1. Now, for those of you who don't know, Apple and Samsung are always going to be the top sales, always just in general, between quarter and quarter. How it typically goes is Apple takes Q1 and Q4. Those are the two quarters that Apple typically takes. Samsung typically takes Q3 and Q2. So what happens is this, right? You have the first 3 months, January, February, and March. That is still residuals from iPhone sales from the last, the people didn't get them throughout the holidays. Still people slowly upgrading and everything. So that is typically the iPhone cycle. Then, of course, what typically happens is March, the new Samsung comes out. So then Q2, April, May, and June, typically Samsung outsells Apple because they have a new flagship on the market. Now, this typically also lines up for the following quarter. So July, August, September typically also favor Samsung because of one, they still have the new S series phone out, and then they also have the Note series launch in between that time too in August. So they have 2 months of sales for the new Note series. Then Apple launches in September, which means they get Q4, October, November, December. So that's typically how it goes. However, Samsung, of course, did an interesting thing this year, and that is they released their phone earlier. So at the end of January was the announcement, and which caused a surge of sales in February as opposed to March. So because they had February and March, Samsung actually outsold Apple for Q1, which is, again, very rare. It's happened before with like the S3, with the S6, and with the S7, I believe those are the last ones that I remember right off the top of my head, where they actually beat them in Q1 as well. But it's really because of that shift. Not to mention also the A series has come out now as well overseas for Samsung to solidify Q2. So it definitely seems that it's going to be Samsung will more dominate this year. We'll have to see what Apple does. But typically, again, Samsung already is going to get Q2 and Q3 because of these sales. So again, we'll see how it goes, but overall, and if you're wondering, this is one of the reasons why iPhones have an SE model now releasing in March typically, is to combat this basically. Although as much as people talk about the SE, it doesn't sell anywhere near the same amount as the flagship iPhones. Okay, and then Xiaomi released their first foldable phone, and it's about 1,000, I think 500, if I'm not mistaken, for the series. I did forget the pricing. I do apologize for that, but I wanted to say it was around that. It was basically definitely cheaper in comparison. 2,000 March. Yeah, okay, 1,600. So this one was closer to 1,600. So definitely cheaper in comparison to it. But it looks, of course, very similar to what Samsung already has. Now, it's a very narrow phone, just like the Fold 2. It has a bigger screen, technically, comparing to it. So that'll be interesting to see, again, what screen size Samsung does come out with. But that is, again, very interesting to see how it goes. Overall, it has Samsung's new image processor, which is the 108 megapixel that we're finding on the Galaxy S21. So you have that really good quality in terms of camera. You don't have the same zoom as it, so it doesn't have the 10 times optical, it's a 3 times optical on there. But overall, definitely a good phone. 5,000 milliamp battery, 16 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 888. So a lot of really good things in there. Overall, again, with me and Xiaomi, I haven't liked their interface as much. So that's why I haven't gotten a Xiaomi for a while now. But let me know what you guys think. Are you more and more interested in Xiaomi? Are they making more waves that you're kind of interested in them now? Okay, this one is a very interesting one because I actually side with T-Mobile, which I feel isn't the popular thing to do here. So Dish is taking T-Mobile's complaints to the FCC because they are upset because Boost customers are basically going to lose service as of, I believe, they say early 2022, so probably Q1, but at the latest Q2 of next year, all Boost customers that are on Sprint's old network are going to get kicked out, basically, because T-Mobile is getting rid of CDMA. Basically, they're keeping all of Sprint's, what was it? Not WiMAX, but they're keeping the LTE towers and they're keeping the 5G towers, but they're not keeping CDMA alive, which is 3G and under. So because of that, it's a really big thing because, of course, if you have an old Boost phone, you're not going to have signal anymore. Here's the thing. This was all in the contracts. This was all in the contracts. And that's what T-Mobile is going to say, because T-Mobile is basically going to say that, look, this was our deal, that they would have a 3 years grace period, which is next year, is going to be it. It's going to be it, basically. So there's a year and a half to go. And, tell customers, hey, get onto this, get a new phone, because your old phone won't work next year. And it's something that T-Mobile's already gone through themselves. They did that with Metro. When they bought Metro PCS was all CDMA. So T-Mobile basically let their stores know, let everyone know, like, hey, you need to get these new phones because these old phones will not work, and will not be able to take advantage of T-Mobile, the big company that bought Metro PCS. You won't be able to use their high quality network on this old phone. And they did it. It took them longer, I would say, than 3 years. Total, well, no, about 3 years, I would say. About 3 years for them to really push it through. So, obviously with everything that happened last year, that's what Boost is kind of arguing. Well, it's going to be kind of hard for people to buy new phones and everything. So we'll see how it goes. But again, it's definitely going to be that next year will be the end of the CDMA network, and they're going to stop using it. And they need to anyway, because they need to get on the new spectrums. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't like to be, like against anything where it could hurt consumers, but this was originally in the deal, was originally everything, and I feel like Dish is just trying to kind of extend it and get more out of it than what they paid for. Let me know what you guys think. But I definitely remember this happening with Metro PCS. Okay, and speaking of 3G networks and CDMA carriers, CDMA, if you didn't know, CDMA and GSM were terms for 3G and older phones. Once we got to LTE, it didn't really matter as much. But, of course, they had 3G and 2G and 1G as backups. So that's why you still always needed to get a GSM phone or CDMA phone. That's pretty much going away as of 2022. It's not going to really matter anymore because every phone is going to run off of LTE and every phone is going to run off of 5G. They're basically making away and giving these old networks away so that they can get the new networks when they kind of keep bidding on these faster, higher speed internet spectrums. So because of that, Verizon is going to be shutting down their 3G in 2022. I believe AT&T is doing that this year, and so is T-Mobile. So this is, again, something that T-Mobile already did it, actually. T-Mobile did it in January, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is something where 3G phones are going to be obsolete, basically. So if you didn't have a 4G LTE phone, which, again, you can get a $60 LTE phone. I mean, they're dirt cheap to get an LTE phone now. So I feel that it is very easy. It's harder with CDMA, obviously, if you just had a 3G one. But I think pretty much now you're going to find LTE everywhere. So let me know what you guys think about that. 3G is going away. Verizon is the last one, I believe, to do it. So all of those will be going away. All right, guys, now let's get started with your questions. Again, if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. All right. I hope Google comes with their high-end processor device. I do too. I'm very curious to see how it works. It's so funny because I'm so tempted. One of the things I've been thinking about buying for my daughter has been a new Chromebook, a touchscreen one, really nice. And I don't want to buy a Chromebook right now because I want one with a Qualcomm processor because I truly do believe that's the better way to go. And if Google makes one, then they're definitely going to probably make a Chromebook or a tablet with it just as a reference thing. It might never come to market, but they'll make one for it just so someone else can use it. And it's going to be a very interesting way of going if they do that. But ARM processors on Chromebooks, I definitely believe are the future. And again, it might not be Chromebook, it might be Fuchsia OS, so that might change very quickly. RIP LG, watching this from an LG device. My next smartphone will be from Sony. Yeah, Sony is really popular overseas. I remember when I went to Europe, I saw actually a lot of Sonys out there, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, because like you don't see them in the US. Yeah, they're just not popular in the US, but definitely, there's so many niches that so many smartphone manufacturers have. I've been a loyal LG fan for years. I've had the LG 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the 5. Don't know what the hell that was. The whole... What? Wait, no, wait. Was the LG 5... Which one was the one with the pop-out editions? Was that the LG 5 or the LG G6? I forgot. I think it was the 6. Which I still have, but after the LG 6, LG just wasn't the same. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like the LG 6, the last one that had the attachments that you could take in and out, I feel like was the last innovation that LG had for their flagships. And then I felt like the G7 was just like the same old, same old. The G8 was pretty interesting with the whole dual screen concept, and they perfected that on the Velvet. And then that was it. So that was kind of like where I was like, oh man. I'm now looking to get the Samsung A72 because for me the phone is hard to eat for the money. LG to me was the OnePlus before OnePlus. RIP LG. I totally understand that. LG I think really did a lot of good for sure. LG should bring unlocked bootloaders to V50, V60, LG Velvet, and I think they definitely should. I think that's a great concept because there's monitors out there that will keep LG going on these devices for years. I'll tell you one thing. I am definitely going to be looking to see if LG wings suddenly drop in price, because if they have a flashlight, and check out our deals, of course, because if those go on sale, I'll definitely let you know about them on the daily tech deals. But if we see some LG wings or Velvets go really inexpensive, I know I'll probably get one. I want to get the wing. I've always thought the wing was a cool concept, but I just didn't want to spend the money for it. If we see a sudden flash sale where that goes for 400 or under, which, don't get me wrong, is totally a possibility. Especially from a company like, say, T-Mobile, right? If they're just like, okay, we need to get rid of all these devices, you definitely can see some crazy sales happening. So stay tuned for that. I heard Escobar Phone Company is going to buy all LG wings and resell them for their brand. Oh my God, I totally believe that. Unfortunately, the Escobar Company is so bad when it comes to just like if I told them, hey, I will totally rep your phone on my channel, I would probably get it. But the reason why I've never done it is because I don't want you guys to then see like, oh man, that's a really crazy deal, awesome price. And then, you guys don't actually get the phone. Because of course that's the whole thing about the Escobar thing is that, all this stuff, and watch him KBHD for more. He's a lot safer than I am in terms of being able to fight a company like the Escobar phones. So yeah, crazy. People need to stop buying the Escobar phones. Like seriously, definitely. I've been loyal to Samsung Note. Yep, same here. Wear OS is horrible and glitchy. Tizen is the best. I completely agree. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions floated. Everybody drink. I hope Samsung doesn't get rid of Tizen. I like Samsung OS over Wear OS. We just need the Play Store with Tizen. I completely agree. I think if you honestly just bring, even you don't need the entire integration. If you just bring Google Assistant and if you bring Google Assistant and Google Maps to Tizen, I think you have the best watch OS out there. Period. Galaxy Watch 3 or Galaxy Watch Active 2. I will say I am very happy with my Galaxy Watch 3 since I have gotten it. I haven't had any issues with it. So yeah, I would say the Galaxy Watch 3. The Active 2, Samsung has bashed so bad. Like it's not worth it. You'll always find it on sale. It's not worth the trade-in value hardly at all anymore. The Galaxy Watch, a 1 year older model, is more valuable in Samsung's opinion than the Galaxy Watch 2. So I would definitely go with the Galaxy Watch 3 in my opinion right now. Which was on sale. Check out our last tech deals. I'm not sure if it's still on sale as of today, but as of Friday, it was still on sale for $100 off at Best Buy, which again, we had the link in the description for that. Do you think I should upgrade my Galaxy S10 to the Pixel 6 XL when it comes out? See, that's the very interesting thing, right? The rumors are now that yes, we are possibly getting an XL instead of a regular 6, which is interesting because, of course, you know, famously the Pixel 5 came out and the Pixel 5 XL didn't. So it looks like they're going to do a reverse this time. And I am all for that. I would really appreciate it, and I think that would be a great thing to happen. So yeah, I think that would be a great thing for us to see an XL version. I very curious to see how it will go for sure. What's the best deal of Samsung phones under 600? Well, there's a lot of good ones out there. I mean, we showed what was it? This week on our tech deals, we had the S20 for 450, I think it was. The Note 10 Plus was still on sale, I think, for 470, and that's brand new. These are not refurbished or anything like that. These are brand new, sold from Microsoft on eBay. Basically, Microsoft, if they have an excess, they'll typically discount them on their eBay store as opposed to their regular store. So, you know, it doesn't like, oh, they're not doing it, you know, super discounts. So they'll do it on eBay instead. And those were big sales this week for our tech deals. Again, follow us on our tech deals because we go over all these deals so often. I will say that you could get an international version, depending on where you live, of like an A72 for around that price. I got tired of waiting in the US. The A series still hasn't come out yet. So I did, which I recorded some of the first videos yesterday, so you'll be seeing it later this week. I did get the A52. So you will be seeing some videos on this device coming up. Probably the first one will be this week for sure. And then we're going to do the tips and tricks video and all that kind of stuff because I was started waiting for it. That one I got for about $350, international version. Dual SIM, 128, 6 gigs of RAM, 4,500 milliamp battery. It's not the 5G version, which will probably be coming to the US. But yeah, so that's what, off the top of my head, that's what it was. Got 64 megapixel camera, decent, shoots 1080p at 60 frames per second, but no 4K at 60. I'm not sure if the 72 does have that. But yeah, honestly, really good. Has a Qualcomm 720 processor in it. So definitely a good solid one to go with right now. But again, I mean, some of the last year's flagships are definitely other ones to check out right now. I'll look more for the Samsung devices under 600 for our tech deals this week, starting tomorrow. I love my Galaxy Watch 3. Rotating bezel is everything, easy. Just wish it had MST. Yeah, that is one thing that I will say. I do miss MST in terms of just having that ability there. But again, I used it more on my phone than my watch, but I know a lot of people loved it on their watch. Is it worth getting the Note 8? I would say it depends on the price. I mean, again, the Note 10 Plus was on sale for $470, and that was the Plus model. The Note 10 did officially finally sell out of the Microsoft eBay store. And again, these are buy now prices. So again, just go to, if you want to see any of these deals, I'll just put it right now for you guys to be able to go ahead and check them out. And just go in the smartphone section, you'll see all those deals that I'm talking about right now. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions flooded. Everybody drink. In case some of you aren't on the nose, upload Ricky RCKY uploads various tech deals. Oh, thank you, Quiet Storm. You were so ahead of me. Also, just a quick reminder that Ricky. Oh yeah, thank you. Hello. What do you think about the Poco F3 or the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra? I love the idea of a Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. Unfortunately, I just don't get them in the U.S. You know, they aren't really sold in the U.S. They're not marketed in the U.S. You have to get them imported basically for the most part. So because of that, I haven't really looked at it too much or saw it too much. It's just it's not really something that is in the U.S. So that's the main thing that I will say is that I don't look into it too much because I know I'm not going to be super heavy on it or super involved on it. Snapdragon. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so that's kind of hard. So I would more likely go with the smaller nanometer. So you're asking between a Snapdragon 678 11 nanometer with a 6.43 inch screen AMOLED display with 650 nits of brightness versus a Snapdragon 728 nanometer 480 nits of brightness, so not as bright, 670 IPS LCD. I mean, you have a faster processor on one side, obviously, but the way better screen on the other side. It's hard for me to deny an AMOLED, so I would have to know more about the comparison. Where is the best place to repair a cracked Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus camera lens? You can go to YouBreak iFixit, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe they are a certified Samsung repair service place, and they have all across the U.S. I'm not sure if you do live in a different country, but they do have a lot of repair centers, and they typically can fix, I know, like screens in terms of that, so I'm not sure about cameras, though. Let's see. My T-Mobile plan went up $30 this month. My Sprint site is now saying that it's a T-Mobile plan. I plan on calling them tomorrow. 5 phones plan. Got it. Yeah, I would hit them up. You know, see if there was any expiration kind of thing with it. Like if you had a plan, because not T-Mobile. Sprint did have a lot of plans that did expire after a year. Like it was planned, kind of like a cable company, where after a year it would go up. So make sure that you weren't on one of those plans or anything like that. But I know that's what T-Mobile, or sorry, not T-Mobile, Sprint did a lot. I know because like whenever I would visit a Sprint store to visit one of my friends, there would always be some customer saying that specific thing. Why did my plan go up? You know, and they would explain the same thing every time. Like, oh, well, you know, you were on this plan and it said it was going to be this price for this long. You were guaranteed for 11 months or, you know, whatever kind of thing they had that you would have that price for that long. 13 months, sorry. It was like 1 month over a year. It was really weird. What do you think about the Asus ROG Phone 5? I've heard good things about it, but again, I'm not too much into gamer phones, especially because I think they just price themselves too high. The main gaming phone that I have always been impressed by is the Red Magic phone, just because I think they do a good job of price per what you get, which is, you know, they price themselves very aggressively, kind of like how OnePlus used to. But in terms of, I'm trying to see, I don't see actually what the price is, but I think this was like around 1,000 plus. And if it is around that price, then it's just not going to sell, in my opinion. Like, I mean, gamers will get it, but it's just, yeah. Oh yeah, I think the Pro had like that little screen going across, which is pretty cool. But yeah. All right. We know you don't review Xiaomi phones, but what do you think about the Mi 11 Ultra? Is it the best? How can I tell you that? That I guess that's my question. It's like I haven't used it. I haven't used it. I haven't played around with it. I haven't done anything with it. So I can go by specs. The specs are very impressive, but I can't tell you if it's the best or is it a beast? Sure. Yeah, it's one of the top spec phones out. Does that mean everything? No. But yeah, that's the thing. Oh, what's the name of the company? What's the name of the company you used to sell laptops? You mentioned it last week. I need to sell mine now. It's worth more, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's worthmore.com. I'm going to put in the links in the description in the comments right now. It's worthmore.com. They give you pretty good prices, I would say, so I would definitely recommend them. How big is your TV? My TV is currently a 65 inch. I hope by the end of the year to get a 75 inch. That is my goal. We'll see. G5. So G5 was the one that had the basically like you took the bottom part off and you could put like an extra battery, a camera, holster, all these kind of things that it had. Speaking of 5G, I recently purchased a Note 20 Ultra in the market, Chicago, in the south suburbs. I'm getting 150 to 250 megabits and 40 up. That's with AT&T. Do you think others are faster or too early to tell? Um, well, it's hard to tell because I don't know how Chicago is. I would look at, you know, certain network maps over there and see how it is. But I mean, yeah, that's a really fast speed. 150 to 250 for a smartphone is really fast. I would be very happy with that kind of speed for sure. I get about the same in Orange County. I am so jealous of you guys. I do not get anywhere near that high speed at home, unfortunately. Is the Pixel launcher the best out there? Do you think that it's better than Samsung UI, Nova Launcher, OnePlus, or Nokia or Huawei? No, not even close for me. I don't like standard Android. I've been one of the most advocates that I'm not a pure Google, pure Android fan. I like Samsung more in terms of an OS and Oxygen as a secondary. Nova Launcher I think is the best overall interface you can get for a home screen. Definitely the best home launcher out there, and followed by Samsung One UI, and then what's it called? Oxygen OS. What is the cheapest iPhone, and is it better than Android? The cheapest iPhone would be the iPhone SE. Is it better than Android? No, I would probably pick the Pixel for the same price. I recommend the Pixel over it. The Pixel 4a, or sorry, yeah, 4a. I think is better than that one, especially when it comes to camera quality. Tuesday, I'm getting the OnePlus 9 Pro. For the time, I'm excited. I'm always Samsung and LG. Any tips and tricks? So here's the sucky part. OnePlus said they were going to send us a phone, and haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. I'm trying to figure out to see how that will go, but we'll see. WD MyCloud Home 2Bay, worth it or not? Also, got Watch 3 for $90 with trade-in for my Frontier. Nice. That is such a good price. I think the 2 bay is worth it for sure. Just make sure you get NAS hard drives. I saw a lot of things about those, and like if you just get regular random hard drives that are like 5400 or 7200 RPMs, they're really not made for it. So make sure you get NAS hard drives, which they do sell. Western Digital does sell themselves. WD Reds are the ones that are for NAS, and they're pretty affordable, I would say for sure. I think the 4 terabytes were like 89 bucks, so you can definitely get two of those and rock it. Are there any rumors on the Samsung Tab S8? There will be one out this year. It will most likely be around the summertime or with the Fold in September. So we'll have to wait and see. But not much is going to be really happening with it. It seems like it's just going to be basically a lot of like processor changes and stuff like that, but nothing really big from what we're hearing so far. When will the A52 come out? I need a phone, and my mom needs to replace A50. Less than 2 weeks, lease is up. I don't know. All I keep hearing from my T-Mobile and Metro reps is soon, but one of them straight up told me they haven't heard exactly when, but they just keep hearing soon. So yeah, that's all I can tell you. Again, I got the international version, and it's not that bad for sure. It's not a 5G version, but for $350, it's not bad. Here, let me actually show you. I'll send you a link to the one I got specifically if you wanted to check that one out. Let me see my orders. And I just got a case. I literally just got it delivered while I've been on the show. So yeah, see if this will work. But it's on sale for $350 right now, so really good price. Just put it in the links in the comments section. What do you think about the OnePlus Watch coming out? I haven't really heard much about it. That's the thing. It's kind of weird, like how is it gonna be? How is it gonna interact? I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see how it'll go, but it's just one thing where I'm like, okay, like I need to test it. I need to see other people test it or something to see how it's gonna be. I mean, other companies have done their own OS before. Huawei is one of the most reputable ones that have done it. It's never been the best per se. Nubia was one that I tested out, right? That watch that kind of went around the wrist, but again, it wasn't that great. So we'll see. Samsung, I think, has only done. This has been the only one besides Google or Apple to do their own OS that's actually had longevity, and it's improved year over year over year on a very big scale. So we'll have to wait and see if OnePlus can do it as well. Oppo hasn't done that great of a job with their watches, so we'll see. Since I got Verizon, I'm going to focus on getting the Xperia 1 2 or the Moto Edge Plus this year. The Moto Edge was on sale. I don't think the Moto Edge Plus was on sale, but we did talk about the Moto Edge, I think, in the what do you call it, tech deals. Cloud storage or external hard drive for storing all of your files. That is very tricky. It's a great debate, especially because, again, the thing that I've been recommending for 5+ years now, Google Photos, is going away in terms of free storage. So you're no longer going to have free storage on there. You will start having to pay for storage. Which will go up very quickly because photos and especially videos take up so much storage. So I will say that I'm going to get a NAS this year. I'm definitely going to get a NAS. A NAS is basically an external hard drive that connects to through Ethernet to your router. And basically what that allows to do is that you can access these files from wherever you are and have it auto back up your phone, just like you do with Google Photos, Samsung, all that kind of stuff. So I am going to get one. I'm going to explain why I got the one I got, all that kind of stuff. I just got one for one of my friends, actually for his birthday, as well, just because it's something we had always talked about getting, but we never buy it for ourselves. So I was like, I'm going to buy it for him because I think he'll like it and use it and appreciate it. And it's something that you definitely want to store him, but the cloud, the benefit is that, you have the ability to if you're on the cloud, you have the ability, of course, to always be able to access them in terms of, okay, I can access these photos and videos whenever, but you have to pay a lot more money in the end of the day. Whereas if you get an external hard drive that's connected to your network, you have that ability, but it's a physical system. So what if it crashes? Well, you can fix that by getting something called a RAID system, but then it's more expensive. What about encryption? Oh, do you want to get encryption? Well, that costs more. So there's all these things that go into it. But I think it's going to be a debate that will go on this year specifically because of everything that's happening. Um, I will probably pay for Google Photos and have an external hard drive by the end of this year. And by the end of 2022, we'll see. Okay. Um, my aunt has a pretty bad Wi-Fi in her house. She's so frustrated streaming movies. Any good recommendations for system? House is roughly 3,700 square feet. That's a big house. And yeah, someone said, check out the one that I have. The one that I have is, yeah, the Tetratronics. It's the white one. You can't see it because it's kind of blurred right there. But that one right there is the one I have. And it's really good because it's a tri-band system too. So really good quality when it comes to that. Let me see, router. So this is the one that I have specifically. It's normally $360. It is on sale right now for under $300. So pretty good time to buy it for the nice sale. Dead simple to set up, really great quality. I haven't had any complaints on it at all. So definitely I would recommend it for sure. Um, How was the trip, by the way? I forgot to ask. The trip was fine. I watched the Snyder Cut basically while I was there because I was just at my aunt's home and that was pretty much it. So I was just like, I saved a bunch of movies to my tablet. The Snyder Cut was so long that it took pretty much all the time and then I just fell asleep. So yeah, watched that one. And what I thought about the Snyder Cut would be is exactly what I thought was in the end. Meaning good long story that should have been a TV show, would have never been a movie, would have never made money as a movie. Thank you for answering my questions. Fantastic show as always. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Do you have a Samsung J1 if you are a Samsung fan? I had a J7 that was my dad's. That was the last phone he had. So yeah, I had a J7. Um, LG should have gotten help with their mobile division. It's odd that they have that division fail. Yeah, no, it's really weird. Definitely really weird. Um, we have 116 viewers there. Definitely have to do the shameless plug for 51st Date. Of course we do. And yes, we always shamelessly plug 51st Date Questions. It is the app that I created. Great for a first date or a date with your significant other. Great time just if you want to have some fun. 20 minutes to who knows how long it can be. Play this game. It's a lot of fun in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, and links in the description. 51st Date Questions. You will have a much better time if you play this instead of just talking. Sure, I'll say that. What is the purpose of Wi-Fi on the Watch 3? The purpose of Wi-Fi is so that basically you can still get messages if you're further from Bluetooth. So when you get further from Bluetooth, if you turn it on, you don't always have to turn it on because some people don't like it because it will drain more battery life. But if you turn Wi-Fi on in your watch, basically even if you leave Bluetooth range, your Wi-Fi is still going to connect it, so you will basically get all the information that is on your phone on your watch because it's in the same Wi-Fi. So that's what it is. WD My Cloud Duo is set up and RAID mirrors both bays. Yes, if you have the Duo, it does. If you have the Solo, it will not. So yeah, I would definitely get the RAID version. I would also probably get the EX2 version, personally, just because for me, I'm worried about someone going into my stuff because I am a YouTuber. For a normal person that has no public, thing, I don't think you need encryption. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Didn't you buy the IBI? I got it. I set it up for the wife and I. I did get it. I probably will be giving it away. I'm gonna set it up, do it, the review and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm gonna probably be giving it away as a birthday gift to a family member, because it's something they were worried about too. But that was a 1 terabyte storage. That one is again end of life though, so you can't really buy it nowadays, as far as I know. So yeah. But it's cool that you already set it up, Warren. I haven't had the time to set it up. I did that whole T-Mobile test for T-Mobile Home Internet. Did not do that well. So yeah, we'll be giving that review soon. I played it with a person I'm dating now. It's really fun. Get it, guys. Wow. Thank you so much, Carl. I really do appreciate that. And it's always great to hear feedback. That's awesome. Do you think Windows will ever change their architecture to ARM? Yes, they are basically working on that now. Will it ever do that well? We'll see. We'll see. RIP LG, I hope Apple is next. I don't think so. All right, guys, let me know if you have any other questions. If not, we will start wrapping up. Definitely have some videos to come out this week. For my members out there, we will have some behind the scenes videos coming out this week. And yeah, talk about behind the scenes. You're going to get some insights into a lot of stuff that's been going on. Also want to do that behind the scene tour probably within the next 2 weeks for members. So just so you guys know that. And yeah, some pretty cool stuff coming out. I know you can't see it, but I got a slider sent to me by Newer. So we're going to be reviewing that. So, and I'm going to kind of start to do some videos like that too for like YouTubers. Like, right, if you want to start your own YouTube channel, what are 3 tools that will give you a more professional look? So those are the kind of things I'm going to be working on too that will definitely, I think, help out. All right, guys, I don't see any more questions, so I think we will call that a night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please give a like, thumbs up down below before you head out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you as always again for watching. This has been RCKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells you.